All right, folks, back with a friend of the show, USF Dons, WCC. Chris Gerlufsen here with me, my good friend out there in San Francisco. Chris, good to talk to you again, my brother. How life
Yeah,
out there in the Bay Area, man?
everything's great, JR. Appreciate you having me on.
No doubt, man. I'm just asking you, I talked when you first got the job in March of 2022 there, man, leading this program. And so tell me, what's been the biggest growth for you from March 2022 when we first talked about your program to now, man, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is sometimes you think you're ready to be a head coach and you don't know what you don't know. And luckily for me, I've been an assistant for over 20 years and paid my dues. So felt like I was well prepared to kind of move over a seat. But you learn quick some of the things that you thought you knew, but you don't, and some of that is just how much time that goes into probably spending your day on non-basketball related issues, but over the last 2 years, feel like I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot. I've trusted my staff and the people around me. And we have great kids in our program. So it's made it, pretty darn easy on my end.
And Chris, a lot of people don't really talk about the staffs a lot, but talk about how important those guys are to you, man, from the support staff on to the guys on the front of the bench. How important they are to how this program runs and getting the wins that you don't see off the court. It keeps things going the right way.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have good people around you, I don't care what you're doing in your life, what profession you're in, but if you don't have quality people around you who you can trust, and probably play off of your strengths and weaknesses as a head coach, it's going to make your life really, really hard. And luckily for me, I'm blessed to have really, really good quality people around me, who take a lot of things off my plate. I like to say, try to have guys on my staff who I view as future head coaches, and we certainly have that here, from our young guys all the way up to the older guys on our staff.
No doubt, Chris, and man, you went 11-4 in non-league play, challenging your team before you get that tough WCC. So talk about how coming out of that non-league play 11-4, seeing different styles of play and helping you all kind of get ready for this gauntlet you're in the WCC.
Yeah, we tried to up our schedule. Looking at our non-conference schedule from a year ago, we wanted to challenge ourselves a little bit more, play some games that when you look at the metrics and you talk about postseason play, we wanted to play some games that put us in conversation. And I felt like we did that. We did not get the results we wanted in all those games. But the games even that we lost really didn't hurt us from a metric standpoint when you talk about postseason opportunity and things like that. So I think that well prepared us for WCC play. And as you know, there are no easy games in the WCC. I don't care what year it is, and this year, it's proven to be the same.
And Chris, man, I know you had some tough losses for close games, but finally got that breakthrough with a close game at Pacific in overtime. So talk about being able to learn from those tough losses, those close games, for the execution, game plan, discipline, scouts, just with those blackouts, doing the right things, and be able to come through on the road to Pacific and get that win and break through off that tough games to come on the wrong get-ups there early in the year, man.
Yeah, I think, our guys learn quick that everything gets ramped up once conference play starts from a scouting standpoint, from a preparation standpoint. There are no secrets. Everybody knows each other and what they do. And, we experienced that firsthand, in our first league play game at Pacific, lucky enough to get out of there with a win. But I think our guys are slowly starting to understand, just how hard it is to, number one, win on the road. I don't care where you are or what you're ranked in college basketball. Winning on the road is super hard. And I'm excited about our growth as a team. I think we're continuing to kind of evolve as the season goes on, and I like where we're headed.
And Chris, you have a veteran roster too that's played ball before. So how does it help having guys who played ball before when trying to install things a little bit more complicated than they're used to, or new schemes or new things you want to do on the court, whether it be cover the defensive on the ball screens or whatever force actions you want to run. So How was that being having a better squad where it's not so much having but teaching is more just trying to get them to see it and adjust it the right way.
Yeah, with the way the transfer portal is, and we've been able to stay old while also mixing in some young guys. We have two really good freshmen in our program, but it takes some time still. Even though you have older guys, you have guys coming from all over the place. We had 7 newcomers this year. And that takes some time to gel. That takes some time for them to learn your terminology, your system on both sides of the ball. But my staff and myself, I think we picked the right guys, out of the portal, guys who have really meshed into our culture, and have been great additions and made it really easy on myself and our staff. So like I said, I like where we're going. We're not a finished product. But I like where we're headed.
And Chris, talk about how important it is, man. Like, back in the day, you can have those summer workouts where you do that those hours. So that's we just have a new team, like free agency almost. You get a new roster, free agency, you gotta bring them in. Have enough time in the summer and in the fall to prepare before live practice starts. Because if you'd had that trying to go 2 weeks is tip it off, man, it'd be crazy how it was how it used to be.
Yeah, no doubt. There used to be a very clear delineation between when a season started, when it stopped, when you could work with guys, when you couldn't. And now it's become almost a 24/7, 365 deal, which has been good in terms of being able to develop guys and always have your hands on them. But it's also limited probably the time that you get just to take a break and take a breather. But it's been a positive for us. I think it's good for our program. It's good for our kids. But it's definitely the way of college basketball has definitely changed, over the course of the last 25 years.
And Chris, man, you got some balance scoring going on with Jonathan and Marcus Lee leading the way. Talk about that energy of the ball movement and not having this one guy get all the shots, having guys get multiple shots going from good to great. And, getting every guy body involved, which makes them want to defend or on the floor, say getting the ball, some touches on the opposite floor.
Yeah, we value kind of spraying the ball around and playing a lot of 5 out, similar to what you're seeing at the NBA level. I think our guys enjoy playing that way. It's a fun system to play in. We play up tempo, and when you have big guys who can dribble, pass, and shoot like we do, I think it makes the game a lot more enjoyable. It opens things up for our perimeter guys. So we're going to continue to stay with that. It's something that I really believe in, and I'm really proud of kind of the progress of our group.
No doubt, man, and making 35% of your threes too, man. So causing that conflict, making guys have to pick their poison, as I like to say, which is a good thing. Making that conflict. About how important making those 3-pointers are, your 5 out system, and making defense have to be in conflict on what to stop and how they're gonna close out to you.
Yeah, having multiple guys on the floor, we want to have 4 or 5 guys on the floor at all times who can dribble, pass, and shoot, and stretch the defense. And then that opens yourself up to, having basket cuts and action away from the ball, and become hard to guard. And we're a read and react system. And again, I think our guys enjoy playing this way. It gives them some freedom to be basketball players. We never want to put our guys' games in a box, and just continue to kind of push the envelope in terms of their development and being a complete offensive player.
And Chris, also what's good about it, you limit your turnovers too, because you and I both know the worst ones on live ball turnovers. So while you playing fast, limiting live ball turnovers and being careful with the ball, take care of that ball to the court so you don't get college transition trying to get runouts on you and trying to you always have to defend on crossbacks. How important it is to take care of that ball, man, limiting what you all doing while you're playing fast.
Yeah, it's something we talk about every day. I'll be honest, we struggled with that portion to start the year. I think that was maybe a culmination of us having a lot of new pieces and trying to work everything together. But we've gotten better with that as the year gone on, and that's something that we need to continue to do, as we come down the home stretch here.
No doubt, man. Also, you're doing a good job with 3 rebounds too, Chris, as well, man, because you and I both know you defend for 25, 30 seconds and you don't get the rebound, you got to do it all over again. So your defense is not in until you rebound the ball. So let's probably put into your guys to defensively rebound and have the 3, 4s, and 5s crash the glass and get when the other two get back, try to get those offensively rebounds as well.
Yeah, from an offensive standpoint, we want to generate second and third scoring opportunities, and our front court has done a heck of a job for us doing that up to this point. And then defensively, it's so important to limit people to one shot, and we want to limit people to getting 25% of their shots back. We've been able to do that. And you've seen a really good kind of delta in between our offensive and our defensive rebounding. So, that's super important, something that we talk about on a daily basis.
And Chris, my ask is, man, how cool is it to use the film and analytics with your players so they can understand with the scout where guys' hot zones or their cold zones know how to play to the weaknesses of the opponents you're playing? Because I feel like not only is it so fun to now know where guys are, you can really scheme towards that, knowing where a guy's shots, hot or cold, are, so to give us the best chance to win games in this tough conference.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen that, at the NBA level, that's super important, understanding where guys like to score from, where they operate from, where they have success from as an offensive player. And that's something that we talk a lot about through our scouting. And those are little things that can separate, winning and losing. If you can limit and take away what a player does at a high level, and do that with multiple guys throughout a lineup, that gives you a better chance to win. So that's something that we put a lot of time in and invest a lot of time in.
No doubt, Chris. I mean, y'all tough. Yeah, it's just the league is just tough, man. And talk about your next opponent, man. Which the guys on the film as you prepare for this next game you got coming up here on Thursday, man.
Every game is tough. We try to treat every game the same, no matter what the jersey says in terms of who we're playing. We have 2 home games this week. Thursday against San Diego. We were able to get a win on the road the first time we played them, but they're a young, kind of up-and-coming team in our league, very talented, coached by Steve Lavin, who's been around for a long time and won a lot of games. So we're going to have to be ready to play on Thursday, and then we turn around and we have our second home game of the week with Pacific on Saturday. And we're just looking for the opportunity to get back out there and compete, and continue to build our record and move up in the conference standing.
No doubt, man. You're doing a heck of a job off the air, man, Chris. And I'm looking for hopefully we talk again in March once you won the WCC tournament, man. That's what I'm hoping for you, man. Punch that bit. I'm claiming it for you now, brother. I want to talk to you in March again after you got this thing done, man. And start waiting in going to the tournament once more for you guys at the Dons, man.
I appreciate that. From your lips to God's ears, you just said it. So we'll get that done in March.
No doubt, Chris. Good to talk to you, brother. As always, man. It's always a fun chat, my guy.
I appreciate you, JR. Thanks for having me on.
You too, buddy.